Okay, so I want to talk about conflict. And yesterday at the park, I took Happy out, the dog, my dog. She might come up later. And because she was bugging me to go out, but I already took her out like 2 or 3 times yesterday, and she's getting more and more used. Well, anyway, took her out. I was like, hurry up, come on, I gotta go to work. Do your poop, and let's go. And she's sniffing around, sniffing. So I kind of just walked ahead and was getting ready to cross the street, come back home. And before I saw this woman standing next to this poodle. And then I heard kind of a ruckus, like a fight going on. Woof, 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 So I went back there. I wasn't in a hurry because I know this happens with Happy quite a bit. But she doesn't bite. She's a golden retriever, a female. She doesn't bite. She doesn't bite for effect, but she does have a tendency to want to dominate the park. She will. Her methodology is to see other dogs and kind of charge them. I taught her that when she was young. And if they stand their ground, she won't chase them. She'll just kind of go away. But if they run, she will have some fun chasing them, but does not fight and bite unless she's really attacked, and then she will fight back. But still, she doesn't fight to hurt. But she is kind of a I don't want to say aggressive, but she's a very loving dog, but at the same time a little bit aggressive sometimes. Not aggressive, but challenging. Just anyway, strange way of playing. I'm sure she gets it from me. Anyway, so and this woman is screaming and yelling at Happy and hitting her with the leash. And I say, hey, calm down. She said she attacked my little dog. She bit my dog, grabbed her by the neck. Now I know Happy doesn't do this, but anyway, I didn't see it, so how would I know? Like I wasn't there. And the little dog seemed calm enough. Usually, what happens is they try to smell her. She's a female, and they try to smell her, and she, starts barking and growling at them. Sounds worse than it actually is. But this woman was obviously in a somewhat hysterical, upset. So I said, "All right, come on, Abby, let's get out of here." I looked at her dog, but no, of course, no bite marks, no, nothing. Calm, the little poodle's calm, standing there. She was upset. Now I recognize this this being upset because people have a tendency, as I have before, to get scared. If something attacks their children or they see it as an attack or attacks their dog, someone they care about, someone they love, or they see it as an attack, they tend to, people will go into reactive mode and reactive mode. And I saw that in her yesterday. I saw it in myself. I've done it before too, but haven't done it in many years. Reactive mode, uh, feeling like I'm being attacked. I haven't done it in a while. But she was just continued to, I don't know, people walking by in that park. There were people walking by. She started saying, "That dog attacked my dog. That dog's vicious and mean," and blah blah, on and on, as people were walking by, and she was stopping them. And see, now this is why I want to talk about where I am in this process of stopping my reactions to things and directing myself. Now, in the past, I would have, jumped up there and, started yelling back at her. And also, there was this young man there skipping rope, and he seemed to be siding with the woman, but I think he knew her. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. And in the past, I would have yelled at that woman, and stood up for my dog. And that young man, I would have looked him down and said, "You just go back to your little corner." Um, but I didn't do that this time. But I did allow myself to kind of be drawn in, go back in there. There was one part of me that still um, didn't want to walk away without having the last say, so to speak. Let it go. She's hysterical, blah, blah, yelling. So I did go back there and kind of say some words, not to her, but I said, the people that were at the time petting Happy, and she's yelling how much of a crazy dog my dog is. I did kind of make fun of her by saying, "Yeah, it's a monster dog. Look at her, she's vicious." Uh, so, so that was an incident in the park yesterday where I kind of got to test out do unto others as you would have them do to you. And although I didn't fail the test, I did much better than I would have previously. Because about 7 years ago, the same thing happened to me, in a sense. But a much more vicious dog, not a golden retriever, kind of came up and tried to, charged Happy. And I can see where the dogs would get a little scared with this. And they didn't really get into a fight. It's a dog thing, females and females won't really fight. They just sound like they're fighting. But I became extremely emotional and was ready to, go to war, basically, over my little dog, who was probably around 1 year old back then. Um, and then later I realized that I had just overreacted. Uh, and so as I realized yesterday that this woman overreacted, and 100% do unto others as I would have them do unto me, would have been just say, "Okay, relax. Sorry about the trouble." But I didn't do that. I did a little bit, but I didn't do that as much as I could have. So I would, if I had to grade myself on yesterday, how I handled the situation in terms of equality, doing what is best for all, I would probably just give myself an 80 to an 85. But it's getting better. Yeah, years ago, I would have just yelled at everyone, and anyone who had a problem with that, I would have said, "Well, here I am." So anyway, that's my incidents in the park. And there was another incident. See how much time I got here. 8:39. Okay, another incident I've noticed in teaching children. Um, okay, so I don't want to yell at them anymore. I don't want to get angry at them anymore. And I don't know how to pretend like I'm angry. So I have these classes of kids in the evening. And for the most part, they just want to have fun. They're girls and boys. They're only 11, 12, 10. And I think they're used to, their style of discipline is getting really yelled at and scared the heck out of, and maybe smacked by the school officials. I don't do that. I don't yell at them. I won't yell. I don't yell. I'm not doing that stuff anymore. I used to. So, but I still have this question: how do I get these kids to pay attention to what I'm teaching them? And is it really even that important that they pay attention? I mean, I'm teaching them 7 o'clock to 8:30. That's their last class of the evening before they get to go home around 9 o'clock. They've been there since 7:30 in the morning, 12 hours studying. I'm thinking maybe I should just, okay, go in there and just play games. They want to play games, want to learn, play games, play learning games. But from what I understand about children these days, I just, it's not their fault. They don't want to learn. They want to talk to each other, tease the girls, tease the boys. Um, I get paid either way. Is it more important for me to teach them phonics? Phonics, English phonics. I find it boring myself, this book I'm supposed to be teaching. So, anyway, that's an issue I have in terms of progress too right now, is how to coordinate actually teaching something that students don't seem to be interested in learning. I guess I can make it interested. But it's tough to make phonics interesting. Play games. I guess that's what I'm going to do more. Fill the whole class up with games. You don't teach as much with games as you do when you actually pattern practice, repetition, and going back and forth, and active participation. But maybe so what? That's it. And finally, I decided to take a vacation this summer. I don't know. Take the wife somewhere. She said she wants to go. I'm gonna go for, I don't know, at least a couple months, visit family, and maybe do some traveling around. I'll leave the schedule open. That's that. That's where I am. Progress. You can call it that. I guess you can. It's progress. It's always progress. Movement.